Alright, gang, we're going to play some Icewind Dale. I haven't played this in 20 years, 25 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. I played through it when it first came out. I think I've only gotten through it once or twice. And I did the same with Icewind Dale 2. Those are the ones that gave me the party that I use all the time. The mix of characters that I generally play with. It's the ones that Icewind Dale 2, Temple of Elemental Evil, and then later on Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. So far those have been the only games where I've been allowed to pretty much assemble my own party that I've just made up, as opposed to having companions foisted upon you. So let's play this one. It's got an introduction, and I've already done the pre-work of making the party. I'll go over them all, and it's really time. It was pretty time consuming, just because I don't really know the rules anymore. It's I think this is AD&D 2nd edition. I don't really know. So I know it's a lot of combat, and if you don't have your ducks in a row, there's places where you can't progress. I don't think there's an Iron Man mode. There's a Heart of Fury mode that just makes it harder, but it's not a no save game mode. So we won't be playing in that, but I'd get mangled anyway. When I first, I've been playing fiddling with this for the last couple days, and when I first picked it up and made my party and started playing, there's a combat in the town, and it was a complete party wipe. I didn't even realize I didn't have weapons equipped, so kind of starting from scratch on this one. But I'll just shut up. The introduction's pretty cool. I'll shut up and play through that. Then I'll introduce the characters, and and maybe do a couple fights and run through the town of Easthaven, which is where we are. So here we go, Icewind Dale.
They say that history is the greatest of all teachers, and that tales of past deeds define who we are in the present, and what we shall be in the future. It is said that such tales shall, with each telling, illuminate us all with the light of truth. I shall tell you of such a tale. It is a tale quite familiar to me, for I have spent nearly a lifetime piecing it together and chronicling it here within this book. For years I have pondered its passages, studying every line, committing each word to memory. Perhaps now, in the telling of it, I shall at last find the answers I seek. Our story takes place in the northern region of Faerun, known as Icewind Dale. It is a harsh, frozen land, cut off from the rest of the world by a wall of jagged peaks called the Spine of the World. For centuries, the icy plains of the Dale have been home to the barbarian peoples of the Uthgard and Regedmund. Huddled together in small, closely knit tribes, the barbarians lived simple lives, free, proud, and fiercely independent. Until the day an archmage named Ericon came to Icewind Dale. With an army of mercenaries, Ericon sought to conquer the north and force the fierce barbarians into slavery. Long weeks of battle followed, and the scattered barbarian tribes suffered terrible losses. Defeat seemed inevitable. In their darkest hour, a barbarian shaman named Gerard came forth and demanded a council between all the remaining tribes of the north. A respected warrior, Jared persuaded the council to put aside their differences and unite against Erakan. Strengthened by a new sense of purpose, the barbarians rallied behind their new leader. The combined might of the Northmen proved more than a match for Erakan, who had counted on the division of the tribes. Wave after wave of barbarian warriors tore into Erakan's hired army, forcing them on the defensive and ultimately into full retreat. As his army crumbled around him, Erakan had time for one last desperate act before his enemies descended upon him. Drawing upon his remaining power, the Archmage breached the planar boundaries, tearing open a portal to the lower planes. The foolish Archmage's cries of victory immediately turned to shrieks of terror as the hideous and twisted shapes of demonkind materialized from the portal and poured onto the battlefield. The sudden appearance of the demons drove the combatants, barbarian and mercenary alike, to turn to meet the new threat side by side. The remaining warriors bravely charged the portal to drive the hellspawn back and were slaughtered by the hundreds. As his people fell around him, the barbarian shaman, Jared, looked up from the blood-drenched snow of the battlefield and caught sight of a lone figure high upon a ridge in the distance. Jared immediately recognized this vision as an omen from his god Tempus, and in that instant, he knew what had to be done. Shouting cries to his god, he charged through the ranks of the demons and plunged into the portal. As Jared's blood fused with the energies of the portal, an explosion of white light engulfed the battlefield. When the light subsided, the demons were gone, and the portal was closed. In its place hovered a disk of solid stone. Frozen within the center of the disk was Jared's body, locked in his final moment of agony, in his final moment of triumph, for all eternity. But that is not the end of our tale. It is but the beginning.
All right, so like I say, I've made these characters up over the last couple days. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy today. It took me a minute to figure out how to save them so they weren't lost forever when I got killed, which I got killed quite a bit at the very start. So get rid of all these guys. Some of them are okay. We'll go with our standard party. I had a tough time in this one figuring out whether to make Karsten a paladin or a cleric fighter. There's a cool paladin subclass called Cavalier that I wanted to run with, but I wouldn't have a good cleric at that point, so and we had some crazy good strength rolls too, which was kind of awesome. So I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the one there. This guy's actually better, but this guy here I chose for proficiencies. I chose a Warhammer as opposed to a Morningstar, so had to do it over again. Let's see. Tillman turned out good. Rolled 18,100 strength. Quick note about abilities. there are like you basically don't get bonuses until 15. So anything between 8 or 9 and 15 is essentially a waste. There's little things that for certain abilities might make it less so, like strength. You get a little bit of a carrying bonus. Constitution, there is a system shock roll which comes when you're getting resurrected from the dead. Charisma, you get a little bonus when dealing with clerks and stuff like that. So there's some things where it's not a waste. I had to go and look through my old 2nd edition AD&D Player's Handbook because the guide in the back of the game, the game manual, it's kind of helpful, but it kind of isn't at the same time. There's a 1,800,000 experience point cap, which led me to just becoming just a regular priest. Because if I was going to be a fighter priest, I think I could only get to like 12th level fighter, a 13th level priest, not something like that, as opposed to 18th level cleric. So this is Tillman, 18100 strength, 18 con, 15 dex. 15 dex gives you a +1 to dexterity. It's a lot different than the editions that I'm used to playing. 3rd edition on, I had to get out of my head that 12 and 14 and 16 they really sometimes don't mean a whole lot. But I don't know how often 18100 comes up, so he's staying. Nergos turned out pretty good too. Got a 1898, 19 con, 15 dexterity. I don't think that 14 wisdom's going to do a whole lot for him, but Sjogren turned out great too. He had another crazy high strength roll. This is all the same party essentially, except for the Karsten character. The first bunch I went through, they were pretty good, but they weren't near as good as this. And they died, and I lost them right away. It's because these characters don't just save once you make them. You have to export them. So I'll show you how to do that too. And then Zinix and Pile are pretty standard. They don't really need to be too spectacular. Zinix was tricky because I couldn't specialize in anything really without giving up something else that probably was going to be super helpful down the road, so I just went regular mage. The real original Zinix, which I played in the face-to-face game, it was from Greyhawk in the Blackmore area, and he was a summoner, conjurer. It was a 3rd edition character. The Demon Taint. It was I think that made it into the Book of Vile Darkness. It was also from Dragon Magazine.
Our tale begins here, in the quiet fishing village of Easthaven, one of the so-called 10 towns of Icewind Dale. The tiny community is hardly a town, but rather a collection of ramshackle huts crowded together upon the icy shores of Lech Dinashir. Here, within a dimly lit tavern, a group of travelers sit huddled around a table, swapping tales and making grand plans for the future, completely unaware of the part they are to play in the events that are about to unfold.
It's the Temple of Tempest. I think this is the tavern here. It's either here or here. There's a tavern, there's an inn, there's a shop, and a temple. And then the headman's place and a couple other houses, and that's about it.
What's this? New face in town, eh? Well met, stranger. The name is Hrothgar, originally of Hillsfar. But now, after years of traveling up, down, and under Faerun, I am content to call this town my home. Who might you be?
Hillsfar, I think, is near Zental Keep.
Well then, welcome to Easthaven. Whatever your business in these parts might be, I would offer you this small piece of advice. While you're in my town, you do well to be on your best behavior.
I'll start off with the veiled threat.
These folk are under my protection, and anyone who would seek to do harm to them in any way shall answer to me.
Sounds fair.
That said, I'll let you get back to your cups. I'm sure you've had a long journey, and you'll find there's no better way to shake off the cold of the road than by downing a few mugs of Grisella's best.
We're getting shitty.
And if you're in need of lodging, I would recommend talking to Quimby over at the Snowdrift Inn over on the east side of town. Equipment and supplies can be purchased next door at Pomab's Emporium. Pomab's prices are a bit high, even for a Kalashite. But you'd be better off well-equipped and short of coin than the other way around. Ill-prepared travelers don't last long in these parts.
Truth, they don't even get out of town. They get killed by a pack of goblins.
Once you've had a chance to rest up and get your bearings, come by and see me at my house. It's just a couple doors west of here. There's some business I would discuss with you. Farewell.
Farewell. All right. This is the interface. This looks like a pretty cool feature that they didn't have before. When you kill stuff, it just pops into there. It's the talk interface. Don't have any weapons equipped, so I get turn undead. My spells are just 3 cure light wounds. I got some special abilities. I've got, this is a cool one. Seeking Sword. The spell creates, I'm a Cleric of Helm. It was between Helm and Tyr, the options. Or just a regular Cleric where you don't get any flavor. So this is the closest to like a Paladin-y kind of character that I could get. We're still getting full Cleric abilities. Seeking Sword. A sword plus 4 weapon. No damage bonus. 2d4 points of damage. It's the same as a bastard sword in this game. 3 attacks per round. And it lasts 1 round per level. Okay, so only 1 round then. This is a good one. True Sight. I think there is 10 rounds in a turn. It used to be the round was a minute, and 10 rounds was 10 minutes, a turn was 10 minutes. I don't know if they changed that in 2nd edition or not. I think it's 10 rounds. The wording of this is kind of bizarre. The caster can control whom the spell affects. Thus will affect only creatures that are not in the caster's party. Target's magic resist does not affect the spell. So maybe you cast True Sight and then
I'm ready when you are.
and then you point it at somebody to see through some stuff. I don't know exactly how that works. Anyway, we're gonna talk to Grisella.
It will be done.
I haven't done any exploring in here. Haven't gone upstairs or downstairs yet. Oh, she's got rats. Oh, she's got bugs. Big girl like you. Okay, so we didn't find that out the first time I played. Sometimes if you hover over certain things, you get a little question mark and it'll give you information. And these dudes, I think, tell you something about some trouble at the temple last night. Now we gotta go buy some shit from Palmar because, as you can see, I've got 2 quarterstaffs. Look at that. Everybody does. What is going on? We gotta get some weapons. We've got 660 gold pieces with which to make our fortune.
No trouble at all.
Don't want to get mixed up with those kids with the squirrels right now. Just because there's some pretty funny lines in there, I don't want to get missed.
It will be done.
See right here? You can kind of get some info on them. What's there? Oh, I didn't realize he's got a back room here too. So no matter how you talk to him, you still have to go through all the story. So. All right. Should probably just bite the bullet and buy this now. His major expense is his Zweihander. I'll probably just use this for now. Other than plate armor, I think Splint's about as good as it gets in this game. They have plate armor and full plate, I think. I think this is the best armor class I can start with. Okay. Let's get geared up here and maybe buy some containers. Those are pretty important. Like that helmet. 80 points of ammunition goes in each one of those slots. Starting with that, actually. Worry about the armor and stuff after for these guys. I don't intend to get them into any fisticuffs. Well, first level wizards are hilarious in this too. It's got 4 hit points and 1 spell. And no real attacks. So yeah. Let's see here. Here's his spell book. sleep and mage armor. At least mage armor lasts for 9 hours. So that's better than the later editions. I'm going to scare the hell out of the Kalashite now. Just to let him know that we're not fucking around.
I can do it.
So we've got 101 gold pieces. Pile needs a gem bag. Cynics is going to need a scroll case. Carson's going to need a potion bag. And we can buy more ammo and stuff like that after. To go deal with the rats or the beetles. I haven't done that fight yet, so I don't know what's going to... I don't know how it's going to go.
No trouble at all.
Had a lot of problems with the goblin fight at the south part of town here. I've only done it cleanly once or twice.
I don't mind.
In these playthroughs. Or these experimental kind of initial first steps. Alright, so auto pause. We have Tillman there. Well, it worked out pretty good.
I don't mind.
Nothing to loot there.
It will be done.
All right, how many experience points do we have here? Where does it show that? Character record. Okay, we'll go over everybody right here. I still don't see the experience points. Oh, 224. Okay, I need 1,500 for next level. difference between 17 strength and 18 strength, if you're not a fighter, isn't a whole lot. I think you get an extra +1 on damage. So instead of +1, it's +1 to hit, +2 damage. So I didn't really worry about that. Charisma doesn't seem to do a whole lot, other than give you better reactions to like shopkeepers and stuff like that. It might give you a little bit more and sell for a little bit less. As far as I can tell, there aren't any skills. Tillman was, as soon as I saw the 18100, I was like, whoa, we got to keep that. This is pretty much how I would build them anyway. That 13 is kind of a waste. Unless you get the wisdom up to 15. I could have dropped his charisma down even more. If your intelligence goes below 8, you can't read. Well, it doesn't really matter for this game. So we've got... I think I've got 2 points in Bastard Sword and 2 points in Sword and Shield style. I'm not sure what either one of those gives me. There's no pop-ups or anything. I think this gives me an extra +1 to hit and damage when I have a Sword and Shield equipped. So I think I'm +4, +7. And this is the second best strength score you can roll to start the game. And Nergos is a half-orc. Oh, I should have said that. He's a human cleric of Helm, or priest of Helm. He's a human fighter. Half-orc barbarian. They have barbarians, and they have... it's all the stuff's right there. They have barbarians, and they have berserkers. I didn't know the difference between one and the other. Human lawful good male. Human lawful neutral male. Half-orc chaotic neutral. The proficiencies were two-handed sword and a long bow. And the two-handed weapon style I took too. Sjogren is a archer, an elf archer. Chaotic good. Number of attacks. He gets 5 attacks in 2 rounds. I'm already hitting armor class 0 on a 14 or better. And 1895, I think, is the second best strength score you can have. I think it's 1893 or 1895 to 1899 is the thing before 18100. They had a weird percentile strength system for character abilities. Just for strength, though, it was weird. And I took longbow, 2 of those, and then proficiencies in... I think you get quarterstaff automatically. I took short sword, and then you get 2 weapon style for free. So I get a couple short swords. I'll be able to use a short sword in each hand. I think. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Pile is neutral good, male halfling. Important. All these other abilities here, like this lets him carry a little bit. This lets him come back from the dead a little easier. I don't know what this does. I don't think this does a whole lot to me either, or that. But that's just kind of the way he shook out. He's pretty good with the sling. And his opening thief abilities are about as good as you can get. Open locks at 50%. That hardly ever happens. And I still got... I've got everything pushing 50% except for set traps and detect illusion. You can get 25 points for each level that you go up. So I'll probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each of these. So in 5 levels, this should be 50 or better for all of them. Yeah, dagger and sling are pretty much all you can take, or short sword. And then Zinix, neutral, mage, 18 dex, 18 intelligence is about all I could do. Although it's pretty close to his regular stats when I first rolled him up for 3rd edition. That was probably fairly close. I think the dexterity was a little lower, it was like 15, and the constitution was 14, but... And that's that. Okay, so let's...
May I help?
Let's quick save this motherfucker. Alright. Gotta remember to start saving again. So let's move you up here.
I may not make everyone happy, but I'll keep us alive.
That's right. That's all we're looking for right here.
Understood.
They're not going anywhere. Actions must speak louder than words.
Done.
Duty calls.
Mm-hmm. I'll make this as painless as possible.
Yeah.
Ready. Got it.
Very well.
This guy's the dangerous guy. They get him? Not quite. Not yet. See, he's almost dead, or he's hurt.
I stand ready. Priest! I need a priest!
Shit, you gotta get out of there.
It shall be done.
Did we finally get that guy? Let's see here. Once they get to 0, they're dead. And then you have to raise them. And what are you doing up here? Is the AI on? They tend to stand around watching a lot sometimes.
Ready?
I'll try to keep this short. Prepare yourself.
All right. That gets a little hairy for first fight of the game. All right, so let's see here.
Here.
So you can see it's pretty easy to lose one of these guys early on.
Done.
Did I take an axe for your proficiency? Nope, short sword, quarterstaff. All right. What do we got there? Split mail. Okay. These are short bows. 2-hole arrows. I think we sell the rest of that. All right. Give Billy back his fish here. Asking a little kid, how about a little something for your efforts? Another 1,200 experience points, so 200 each. Where the hell are... Oh, yeah, there we are. Alright.
I shall steer us true. Of course.
Try to get used to the interface again. It's been a long, long time.
Surely.
I think there's a period where you go from here to Kuldahar and you can't resupply. I'm shooting a couple bullets every round. Or a couple arrows every round. It'll go quick. Might be able to weasel an extra point of armor class out of a buckler. It's only a gold piece wasted if I can't. Same with you. Oh, we're out of bucklers. Alright, 86 gold pieces. Let's see here. Doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah, it does. Okay. Get you some leather armor, maybe. Forgot I had this chainmail kicking around. Who needs what here? You could use some leather armor. You could use some leather armor. Alright. Studded leather, eh? Yeah, we get some room for that. Doesn't seem to be having any negative other than its weight. I think helmets are important in this. If you can wear one. I think it saves you from critical hits. So he needs a helmet. A little discount helmet action. Does that buckler do anything at all? No. Okay, so I'll put it over here. Doesn't do anything for him either. Can't use it. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to the temple. Well, let's rest for the night. Then we'll go to the temple and then.
Of course.
Gotta get her spells back in case it gets shunted out of town.
It will be done. So do we rest? No trouble at all. How may I best serve?
Curiosity.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I didn't hit rent. Merchant still got rats.
I will assist you in any way possible. It will be done.
Let's talk to this dude here. I haven't talked to him yet. All right, we'll go over and talk to the priest, and then we'll go to Hrothgar. And I think that ends the kind of preamble.
I don't mind.
I don't think there's any more fights in town that I've found, but I didn't really look super hard. I know in Icewind Dale 2 there's a whole bunch of fights. You get dropped off on a boat and the place is under attack. I get this one and that one mixed up a lot. My memories of them are scattered. Oh, here we go. I think it just went pee. There's nothing going on at the fishmongers. I don't think there was anything here either.
Gladly.
I might be wrong. Oh, that's Hrothgar. Okay. We'll save that.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I can do it.
Is this the temple?
Understood.
May I help?
Yeah, what the hell's going on here?
No trouble at all.
Nope, not the temple.
Of course. I can do it.
You'd think the temple would be pretty obvious. There we go. That's the temple. Just making a little sweep of the town, looking for orcs and such. Maybe a barrel full of arrows. Yeah. Maybe just leave you alone. The sirens and nares are brutal in this game. I don't know if it's the same as Baldur's Gate, but
I don't mind.
I guess we can do a quick save, eh?
Of course. Ready. Yeah.
At your command, it shall be done.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. How may I best serve? Of course. It will be done.
Oh, okay. The wolf chased us out. Alright, let's everybody attack. You get back.
I don't mind.
Used to get pelts off the wolves in the other game.
No trouble at all.
Sorry, we killed your wolf.
No trouble at all. I can do it. Surely. Surely. Gladly. Of course.
This guy's a bit of a dick, if I don't.
Hrothgar mentioned there were strangers in town. What is it you want? Yes, I am Everard. Everard of Tempus, battle priest of the Lord of Battles. What brings you here? I have heard of it, yes. A messenger from Kuldahar visited the temple not long ago, and it has spurred Hrothgar to see what is happening in the north. Yes, a man from Kuldahar found his way to our door, and he was dead by morning. He claimed he was a messenger from the Archdruid of Kuldahar. The man spoke of disturbances in Kuldahar. His wounds prevented me from making any sense of his words. Perhaps Hrothgar understood more than I, for he's preparing an expedition. No, for my place is here. Were I invited, I would still not go. My injuries would only slow the expedition. These eyes have seen battle, yes, and my skin bears the mark of swords and axes. That was long ago. Now my place is here. Because there are many ways one may serve one's god. I am of the Order of the Broken Blade. My duty is to watch this place. Yes, were warriors. Wounded in battle, our injuries now keep us far from the front lines. Still, we are fit to guard holy sites to our Lord. It is sacred to Tempus, yes. It marks the field where the barbarian Jared gave up his life ages ago. He lies encased in stone beneath this temple. Jared was a shaman who lived long ago. He brought unity to the northern tribes and led them to victory against the army of Arakan, at the cost of his life. Once Arakan saw his army routed by Jared and the northern tribes, he sought to bring the Hells to his aid. Arakan opened a gate to the lower plains. I do not believe that. Jared did. It is said that Tempus himself appeared to Jared upon the battlefield, and Jared took that as a sign. Jared believed Tempus was calling him to sacrifice himself for his people to ensure victory. And so he cast his body into the portal, his blood fusing it to stone. It lies entombed beneath the temple to this day. Jared had no need to sacrifice himself. Tempus's appearance was a test of faith, proof Jared's people had already won the field that day. Jared failed his god and died a coward's death. One dies for Tempus with a blade in one's hand, not by martyring oneself within the embrace of infernal magics. Jared's duty was to stand with his comrades, not cast himself to his death when the field was already theirs.
Sounds a little personal, Everard. I think he might have something to do with the end game and what's going on. I don't remember.
Sacrifice? Let me say this. Sacrifice, young one. Then we shall speak of this no more. Sacrifice is a death that has meaning. When it is in vain, it is not sacrifice. It is a waste. That is the lesson of Jared's stone. Aye, a great stone disc that holds Jared's corpse for eternity. And so I watch and guard it in Tempest's name. You are free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers. The door leads beneath the temple to the site of Jared's stone. It was sealed with glyphs of Tempest to prevent entry long ago. You are free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers.
I thought this was supposed to be a helmet. Oh, serpentine heads of the Hydra. Okay. I think that's the Heart of Winter. There's a white dragon in that. Pull back, pull
No
back.
trouble at all.
All right. That's pretty funny. Not going to quick save this time. I trust this sea spirit. She seems to be on the up and up. How far out can you go? Took me forever to get a version of this that would play. I have the original, and I have the original downloaded from GOG, and it didn't work. I had to get the enhanced edition at GOG and then run it through their GOG Galaxy, which I don't love, but it's not too bad for this one. The memory on games like Wrath of the Righteous and Kingmaker just doesn't work. All right, ready cash. Better get to work. Hello, Mycedo. We're just going to go talk to Hrothgar, and then we're going to do whatever you need me to do, okay? Yeah, I know. We got up early today, didn't we? Yeah, you're a good boy.
Surely.
All right, Hrothgar. Here we come. Let's poke him with a stick. I think he peed. These kids are funny. They don't say anything other than... No, they don't really say much. I think this is Hrothgar's here. We've wandered off. You must gather your party before venturing forth.
No trouble at all.
Well met, friend, and welcome to my home. Make yourselves comfortable, but try not to break anything.
Try not to break
Any of
into
these
anything.
Curiosities that you see like sentimental value. Oh, they're all remembrances of my adventuring days. Little trinkets and the like that I picked up here and there. More keepsakes than valuables, really. Leftovers from my days of fortune and glory. Semi-retired, actually. This region is still untamed and fraught with many dangers. I've had plenty of opportunities in the last few years to take up my sword and shield and do battle with those who threaten the safety of Easthaven and its neighbors. In fact, I'm planning such an expedition right now. That is what I wanted to speak to you about. We've received word from Kuldahar, our neighbors to the south, that evil forces are stirring nearby in the spine of the World Mountains. I am organizing and leading a party from Easthaven south to Kuldahar Valley to investigate. You look to be capable enough. Perhaps you'd like to join us. What say you? I don't really know. The messenger wasn't too specific. I suppose if you want more details, you could ask old Everard over at the temple, but time's a-wasting. We need to get this expedition moving before the snows seal off the pass to Kuldahar. So what's it going to be? Are you in or out? Excellent. Glad to have you on board. I plan to assemble the rest of the expedition and set out for Kuldahar within a few days. With storms brewing in the mountains, I'd rather we depart sooner. But there are matters that require my attention here about town.
Oh, okay.
Actually, now that I think about it, maybe you can help. Pomab, the local shopkeeper, has recently expressed concern over the rapidly thinning stock of his store. He's been complaining that the regular caravan from Caer Dineval is long overdue, and that if they don't arrive soon, he's sure to be out of business. Now, normally I'd take Pomab's whining with a grain of salt, but with heavy snows on the way, it would be best to make sure that caravan makes it through. I want you to find that caravan. Leave town by way of the South Bridge and scout the hills west of Loch Dinnershire, between Easthaven and Caer Dineval. Caravans always stick close to the shoreline this time of year. Once you find it, see the caravan safely to Easthaven. In the meantime, I'll assemble the rest of the expedition and make the final plans for our journey. Return here as quickly as you can. We must make for Kuldahar Pass while the weather is favorable. Good luck. Safe journey.
Okay, cool. I thought there was more of a preamble. That's the exit there, I think. Yep.
It will be done.
See if Pomab can tell us a little bit more. Pomab.
No trouble at all.
Nope. All right, Booba. All right, we'll shut it down there. We'll do a save. And how do you get out of here? Let's see. All right, kids. Here we go. Another exciting adventure.